questions, if you're still concerned. Hi, Judy. I knew you'd be there. Um, and look, she's not on vacation in San Francisco anymore. Um, she had the virtual, oops, she disappeared. Anyway, let me focus on what I need to say. I'm glad you guys are being informed because it's going to be very confusing for people who are not checking in. There's more than one way to check in. Mary Kay In Touch, I just want you to know there, if you go to Mary Kay In Touch and on the far right on the top, the tab that is resources, then under resources is Connect Hub. And that's going to have everything that's going on. And then there's always me, right? You can ask me a question. And then also boards and stuff like that. So it's in Mary Kay, it's on boards. I'm having this meeting, I'm recording it. I'm gonna put it, I got with the times and I have a YouTube channel. So I'm posting trainings there or recordings if people need to go back. Like, whoa, right? Are you pretty impressed? Even though people have been doing this for decades. But it is really the easiest route to, everybody can click on the link and go right into YouTube and watch the training. So I'm getting that information out as like, I don't know how much more I can do to get it out. So, and if anybody is joining me on Star Shines, I might not know until tomorrow when I look back. But uh, the first thing I want to talk about is kind of the last thing first, because you've gotten the news about Amazon, right? Have you heard about Amazon? Now,
No.
initially, what you would think is with Amazon, Mary Kay corporate got marketplace or a store or whatever with Amazon. Here's why it's a good thing. They're gonna protect us. Has anyone here experienced losing a customer to buying on Amazon because it's cheaper, right?
Yes.
Well, Mary Kay has been for years spending tons of monies on lawyers, taking people to court, shutting down, even terminating consultants who were selling it on Amazon, and some were even sending it overseas to Nigeria and other countries because you can't really you're not supposed to. There's international trade laws. If Mary Kay is not in that country, you're not supposed to be doing that. So Mary Kay Legal has been, in touch with Amazon. They're not hearing anything. They're not shutting down stores until corporate has a store. Now when corporate um, business deal happens with Amazon this month, all those stores that are selling Mary Kay illegally are going to be instantly shut down by Amazon. Now, um, uh, in the meantime, did you know that those stores there was no quality control? They might have been old products. They might have not even been real Mary Kay. I have learned that there's a $4.5 billion industry of fraudulent, merchandise. And it's not just Mary Kay. It's like any brand. Like Nike is also another company. And so Mary Kay is not the only company doing this now. Nike bought a storefront because there were people selling Nike that wasn't really Nike. You know how you could get a knockoff designer purse? You could get a knockoff Mary Kay. You could get a knockoff Nike. You could get a knockoffs that are not real. And then also, Mary Kay was protecting the brand too, the quality. Like somebody buying something on Amazon could have a negative experience. I've bought vitamins on Amazon and then you can't return them. You just assume you could return everything. So there was a lot of things, and the Ryan Rogers had announced this on seminars, so I wasn't surprised when they were considering this, but because this has been years they've been wanting to do it, but worrying about losing the trust of the sales force. So I'm going to explain a few things that they're doing so that you can feel safe with this, because I needed to feel safe with this too. Um, so Ryan Rogers said, for every Amazon store they closed down, two popped up. And this is going on for years, spending that kind of money. And he said it was like whack-a-mole, you know, that game, whack-a-mole, and it pops up somewhere else. And so what's going to happen is Mary Kay is going to have this store, Mary Kay Corporate's going to have this store on Amazon starting soon, but they're not carrying the whole catalog. They're only carrying, they're not looking to lure people. They're just looking for Amazon to shut down all the other stores. They're only carrying 5 items. They're not carrying the whole catalog. And each of those 5 items are going to be higher priced than our catalog items, right? So they're not going to be luring. Now, if anybody does buy anything, Mary Kay's taken that money to invest in brand awareness on social, on I guess in general, so that when their goal is using that money, basically, that when somebody says anti-aging or skincare, they think of Mary Kay. Just like when you say tissue, you think of Kleenex, right? It's not Kleenex, is it? So that's how brand aware, you know. So questions on Amazon, questions or concerns?
Do we know what 5 products?
Um, I they are I I think they listed it somewhere, but one of them was the Miracle Set, which like some of us said, what? But it's going to be priced higher. But they're trying to, I don't, but they're going to be paying attention to, you know, like this is going to be a work in progress. Do you know what I'm saying? This is a work in progress. But remember, it's going to be the catalog's going to say 116 and theirs might be 135. Like Time Wise Repair is 225 and theirs will be 240 and so on. So that and that those 5 products might change as they watch, you know, what's going on and so on.
Also I have another question.
Yes.
Do you know when this will be official? Is it at the end of October?
No, I don't know that. They've been, I don't know if they know, but they said October. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
No.
got it.
Yeah, yeah. And a couple other changes that we haven't gotten a firm date on either. And I think it's because they're testing things out and you know, glitches or whatever. But I'm going to go into other stuff soon. But go ahead, Deb. You
Oh,
had
I
a
have one more question.
yeah, no, that's fine.
Or just to put light on it. I sent you a thing from Facebook. I don't know. I just came about it. I guess she was a director. I sent you the link. She was
Okay.
talking about it that yes, they'll have the 5 different products up there, but they're going to not sell it. They're going to actually put the customer into the customer the I don't know what they call it now.
Consultant
The
locator.
locator, yes.
Yeah. Okay. See, these are kind of little details that are still evolving, and I would
Okay.
like that very much. I would prefer that. But the one thing why I want to get on is just so you know that I think I've lost customers who were avid, you know, avid purchasers of the Time Wise. And you type in, and I bet you Walmart is next. You know, Walmart is not as big of a illicit sales for Mary Kay,
Does
but
Walmart do it?
yes, if you go
Wow.
into walmart.com and type in Mary Kay, I just did it, and you'll see some. But the thing is, it not necessarily, you don't know the quality of it, like where it was stored or how old it is or where it came from or who it came from or if it's a knockoff Mary Kay. That's the best way to do that. But so I think this one little store that Amazon's going to have is going to be total intention of protecting us more than those thousands of other Amazon stores who are not looking to protect us at all. So this is a really positive thing. Um, and I'm going to see how, you know, they roll it out, or I don't know, maybe customers are just going to figure it out themselves when they go online and can only find the real Amazon, you know, figure it out and maybe come back and so on. So just so that you feel safe with this. And this has been something they considered for years, trying to solve this problem. But out of fear of making the Salesforce consultants worry about Me Too, you know, if this was if this was going to not be a direct sales company anymore, and nothing about the business model is changing. So, Judy, were you going to ask a question earlier? You can keep you can keep your
It was
sound on.
answered. I was going to ask what the 5 items were as well.
Yeah. Yes, I remember reading them, and I don't remember where I read them, but and they said that it may not stay those items either as they do their research.
Sounds like
So,
it's skincare sets, maybe like the 4 or 5 skincare sets.
yeah, and there might have been a mascara. I don't know. Yeah, I got to figure out where I read that, and maybe I could get that in the notes somewhere. Um, okay, so now, have you now to switch gears to this also Ryan Rogers talked about when we were at seminar about, now think about this. How many of you shop on Amazon? Not for Mary Kay, but right? You don't? Oh my gosh, Judy. Wow. I shop on Amazon so much that when Lent rolls around, I have to give it up for Lent.
Yeah.
So,
No, I won't shop on Amazon. It takes away so many small businesses, but yeah,
you know,
I know. Yeah.
Judy, that is a freaking good point, like ours. I admire that. And you might have given me my really good motivation to stay off Amazon. You are right.
Because
Oh,
you can't keep up with their shipping costs, right?
exactly.
Small
Exactly.
businesses can't keep up.
That's right. Us included, which I have something to say on that too.
But anyway,
So, you're right, Judy. Thank you for that. Okay, it's so true. We're cutting down on yes. All right, so let me go there. The point where is that Amazon makes shopping so easy and seamless. Minimal clicking. Our website has been clunky and it's been, you know, this and this and this. And they realize they have to make e-commerce smoother, faster, easier, and more seamless. And like companies, like other direct sales companies like Tupperware, Pampered Chef, Tastefully Simple, you name them, what happens is when you order, it goes to the website and the company immediately ships it out and you get your stuff really fast. Now, what has happened with us is the order comes to us. Well, the notification of the order if we get it on website. I'm saying Mary Kay sends us an email. Well, lots of people are not checking their email. And there's an order sitting in the website, and somebody put in their credit card number and waiting, and they're not getting their product. And then the other thing that happens is, um, it takes a while to, okay, it's not one of my favorite things to do is to wrap up stuff and get it out. But what's going to happen now is and there's ways around it. So don't worry if you have a local customer base and you want to be able to deliver it. Okay. So don't get nervous. But what is going to happen because of all the studying, they've done market research and everything, is if a product comes to you, it's going right to the company. They're fulfilling it for you. You'll have an opportunity to control whether they're charged shipping or not, and different controls that you will have. Now, what I plan on doing is, I'm going to tell you the positives of this first. First of all, since I've moved down here, most of my customers are in mailing distance anyway. So, and they don't go through the website. They text me. They say, I need a blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to still be able to go on. I can still choose to whether I'm going to send it from my inventory in my house or have CDS send it if I don't have what they want. But if an order comes in and I'm not into the website and I'm not aware of it, the company will just ship it out automatically. I'm not too unhappy about that, actually. I kind of like the idea of somebody working for me and me not having to pay an assistant for that. But what I plan on doing is I'm letting my customers know, and I don't have to let them all know and think about how many customers that's going to be. I'm letting my customers know that if they want anything, to either screenshot their cart, okay, and I'll deliver it to them. If I have local customers now, because I've been in Little Lake Harbor now 6 years, so I do have local customers. I'll let them know that just to let me know what you want, or half the times they text me anyway. And then I can have control over that. Okay, so that's one thing. The other thing is they're going to be revamping marykay.com so that it's going to be, I guess, a more likable website. I will see soon, next month, I think. And if you have a website, now I did do another recording on this last week because we didn't have a meeting and I didn't want you to wait half a month to know about it. So there is another recording on YouTube about the specifics of it. But if you have a website, before October 31st, well, this is what I want you to know. The things that they're going to transfer over from the old website to the new website are your customers, their addresses, their emails, their cell numbers, but not a home or a work number. So if you want that work or home number saved, you're either going to download those papers, or you have three choices: download it, print them off, or just manually enter them into the notes section. Because my customers have a little notes section at the end, at the bottom, and you could type in any information. I still have my paper. I still have my profiles and my sales tickets, so I'm not too worried myself. But if you have customers that you want a home number or a work number and you don't have your paper receipts there or written down, you just write it in your notes or just print them off, okay? they're also going to transfer birthdays because like I have a birthday club and every birthday I send this text out to all the October birthdays that they get 20% in the month of their order and happy birthday, blah, blah. And I'm happy to share that with you because Mary Kay, you can click on, under my customers, you could click on birthdays and all the birthdays of the month will come up and so on. Um, but the other thing our new website is going to do is we're going to be able to put us up to 6 personal photos on it so that they see you as a human being with a life, you and your husband, your family, your kids, your cat, your dog, you know, um, you're doing Mary Kay, I don't know. And also you can write your little iStory. So now don't get too worried about iStory. So your iStory could simply be, I'm just going to give you examples. Your iStory could be how long you've been in business. And the longer always looks better, you know, how long you've been in business, why you came into your business initially, or um, uh, what you love about your business if you touch on that. You can also say a sentence or two about your family, like I have 2 kids, a cat and a dog, you know, or what you like to do in your spare time. You know, those little profiles we see on other things. So don't get too, you know, flustered on this. It's just going to make you be like a human being. Like for those of us, all of us who've been around a while and we're doing parties and facials in person, think about it. They met a person. So now we have to kind of recreate that in a virtual way. And that's where the pictures come in and the little story that says about yourself, you know. Um, I have a little, you know, picture of your grandchild, you know. I'm not allowed to post my picture of my grandson, who's so cute. I'm sure yours is your granddaughter, right? And Rosemary, you just had twin granddaughters. How many months ago?
They were born in February.
February. I know,
February, yeah.
right. And then you have an older granddaughter.
Yes,
I mean,
she's 3.
toddler still.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah. And then, so anyway, what was that? Okay, I had an echo there. So that's going to be and it's going to be called My Shop. So you could say, go to my shop and check it out. Get it? Go to my shop and check it out. And then we're not going to have ProPay anymore. We're going to have Stripe. Stripe, I just saw it in the pickleball club that I was in earlier. They have Stripe. Stripe collects your credit card numbers, but it deposits it directly into your bank account. So you have to go on your profile in Mary Kay InTouch and you click on your profile. Make sure Mary Kay has a bank account where you can get all your direct deposits going into it. I've been getting direct deposits for years. It's wonderful. And you know,
Just interrupt for 1 minute.
sure.
Where is that? If you go on to InTouch,
InTouch on your upper right hand corner, where it's like the little profile picture, you
right?
know, and you click on there, that's where you can edit your address and your phone number, you know, and it will take you through the different steps and you'll come to where you have a bank account that you
I
can
have
enter.
another question. So how do you sign up for Stripe?
We haven't been able to yet. They'll send
Okay,
that to
they'll
us.
send that. Okay.
It might even be automatic. The other thing with Stripe, they'll accept Apple Pay and Google Pay, as well as a credit card. But you are also free to accept Venmo, Zelle, Cash App, whatever you do. The reason why I like collecting those, using those payments, is you don't get the credit card charge come out of your profit, right? So, but what I think is very, very important for anybody who's in Mary Kay to make money, I don't even care if it's $50 a month profit that you want to make. You need a separate account that's just for Mary Kay. If you are feeding all your sales into your regular personal account, it just gets lost in the midst of all your other, whatever income, and then your bills go out here, there, here, and you don't have the money set aside, the 50% you need to purchase the products, you know? So, and I have my two accounts in the same bank, so it's as easy to transfer. It's not an inconvenience, but I see the money. And I have never met a person who sees the money when they don't have a separate account for their business. And every business on the face of this earth, if it's a viable business, a restaurant in town, a little boutique, or an online business, will always have a business account. Now, when I say business account, don't go to the bank and ask for a business account and they charge you money. Just have a separate account, two accounts, a freebie. But that's my 2 cents on money management. So that's Stripe. It'll be free, and we'll be able to take Apple Pay, Google Pay, credit card, debit card, and of course you can bypass that. And I always ask people, would you prefer debit card, credit card, Venmo, and now thanks to Pat, she's got me on Zelle, finally. But Venmo, like so many people, Venmo is so common. They'll go, oh, I'll use Venmo, because they like it because it comes right out of their account. And you're not dealing with debit card numbers. So, and then you don't get the little thing taken out, the little amount.
I think, I'm not sure, but I think if you have too much going in to either Venmo or PayPal, it's possible that it's taxed after like $5.99.
Well, I don't know PayPal. I don't use PayPal, but I know that with all my sales, I do claim them, but I just don't get my credit card. The credit card charge doesn't come out, And don't forget, if you're not aware, and again, I think it's under resources, maybe there are so many legal deductions that we can take because we have Mary Kay business. You're probably not aware of a lot of them. So so many accountants don't know home-based businesses. Mine does, and if you ever need the name of mine, I will. But there is a guideline of what you can be deducting, but you got to also be tracking it. And I don't want to get off course too much in that. That could be a conversation for another time. So I want to wait. So just keep in mind with the public, with your website, to start saving any information or moving information that you want that they're not going to move. They're going to move the important stuff: name, address, cell number, email, birthday. They're going to move orders. Their orders from December 2023. If you want to save orders from prior to that, put them in archive them, because archived customers are going to move over, but deleted customers will not move over. Any questions on that? Okay, clear on that? And again, it's in that in touch under resources under Connect Hub. But there's a lot of reading, so I just thought I might be able to sort things easier. I'm just looking at my notes here. Just keep in mind, you can still continue to do in-person or virtual parties. I do my parties on Zoom. You could do them on Facebook, however you do parties, and take orders. Or if you want the company, or you can put them in and CDS will send them. Or if somebody sends an website order through, you can put on. Now, here's another thing, slightly off subject, but in the line of postage, this is my thought. I was always trained, don't charge postage because they might work with somebody who's a Mary Kay consultant to save postage though. Well, now postage is going up again very soon. And so I started actually taking the advice of other top directors who have more experience than I do. And they charge postage some of them do it for orders under $40. Some do it under $50. Some even do it for $75. I don't want to go that high, but $40, because I'm going to give you an example. There is a customer, she always buys an eye makeup remover, one. And so I mail it to her. Now, postage never wasn't always what it was. So eye makeup remover is 20 bucks, right? So half that profit, 10 bucks. Now I spent $6, almost $6. It was like a $4 profit. So I said to her, free shipping on 2, because that would bring it to 4. And she still chose to do the 1, but then I didn't feel sick to my stomach of sending her this one eye makeup remover with a shipping cost that was over $5, So she paid the shipping. And I just do a kind of a flat $5.95 because $5.95 is cheap. Like I have been a customer on certain Facebook parties for different companies to support that consultant doing her business in a different company, not Mary Kay. And I bought some items and like with Tupperware, it was like, I shouldn't be saying names, but it was like $15 shipping. There's another company, it was $8 and something shipping. So $5.95 is pretty cheap. Think, only if you compare it to Amazon, but $5.95 orders $40 or $50 or more, free shipping. And then, but I give you that option. We have that choice. And if you're local and you want to drop things off, or they can come and pick it up too. The My shop, I just want to go back to that, your iStory, your 6 favorite photos. You can display pre-selected promotional offers. So if you want to have a sale, you can offer free shipping or free shipping at a certain price. So what this is meant to do is just add to how you work your business, not replace it. Good? Okay. And um, for people who come to your website that you don't know, because if you're a star consultant, Mary Kay sends people to those websites, and you might get a website from someone you don't know, and if it takes too long for them to get the order, they don't order from you. So in a way, Mary Kay doing this for us is going to help us. And in November, current public website subscribers, so if you have a public website, you'll have access to Shop Manager. You know how that's where you put in all your controls, what you want it to offer, what you don't want it to offer. Oh, this is big. The consultant locator is going to be called consultant connector. But the big change is now when you have a public website, personal website, you could put in 5 zip codes, right? And then people who are looking for a consultant. But they only focus on that little zip code area. All right, they don't really, so if there's not a consultant for 5 miles or 3 or 4 towns over, they might not find a consultant in their area. Now, we're only going to choose 2 zip codes, but the radius is going to go up to 50 miles, 50. So it's covering a ton of towns, you know? So make sure your 2 zip codes are, you know, 50 miles apart or something so you could get the most. Okay, now there's one last thing. And again, when I first heard it, I went, what? And then when I understood it, I went, oh, wow. And here, and I'm going to tell you first and then explain the oh, wow. Everything is going to stay the same as far as like our 50%, like when you're active and you don't need minimum. So, how do we get active? We get active when we have placed a wholesale order of 225, retail 450, right? In a calendar month, correct? Right?
Mhm.
Everybody's with me, right? And then you're active that month. So we place at 225, 450 in October. Now we're considered active in November and December. It means you could place any size little baby order, still get 50%, right? Now come December, January, if you aren't active to get that 50%, you either are going to do the 225 wholesale or not, you know, get a discount. Now, many of us work our business to stay active. Like this shouldn't be something where you're active and now you don't want to be active again. This is more to service people who are branding new or personal use, or they have like they sell to their mother and their sister, that kind of thing. They are going to, if they're inactive or it's been beyond 3 months, all the way up to 12 months, and they order just a couple of things, they'll get a 30% discount. Now, I'm going to say why I think this is really good. I still will always be active. I have enough customers to stay active. I want to make 50%, not 30%. But here's where it's really good. You have a new consultant come into Mary Kay, and she has no money to start with inventory. And now we're doing launch parties and we're saving up the sales till she can get to the amount where she could place an order all at one time. And sometimes the first person who placed the order is waiting till the last person places the order. And now I could say to a new consultant, because her $35 includes the My Shop and it includes Stripe, among other things. And I'll say, go send your shop to everyone you know with this launching challenge. And if 225 slash 450 retail come in 1 month, great. She'll have the 50%. But at least she's making 30% till she got things going, right? Now, let's say a personal use person places her order, and 3 months later, the limited edition comes out, and she wants that lip oil or she wants that clinical solution thingy. She can buy it and get 30% off. Now, that's still do you know that we are the only company that even has 50% off? And most of these companies are like 20% discounts. Did you know that? You knew that, Deb? Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. So I do want to tell you this. To stay a consultant, that person still needs to place a 225 once a year. That's hardly a quota. If you're using the product on your face, if you're going to buy holiday presents for somebody, correct? Right? So it's 8:15. I have my alarm on. I want to try to stick to the time frame. Before we hang up, any questions on that you're not wrapping your head around or concerns?
Mm.
Good. Okay. Okay. Good. So, this weekend I am going to this very exciting retreat out in Long Island. Is that where you're from, Deb?
Yes.
And and so I will be coming home very excited, like on cloud number 19. So next Tuesday, that's the meeting. It'll be the day after I get home. So make sure you come and join me so I can vicariously motivate and inspire you. Okay? And it's
Okay.
not too late. If anybody wants to come, it's a one-day event for consultants. It's a 2-day event for directors. But so this has been recorded, I hope. I've been recording it. And I will put this in the YouTube. I will have it in Starshines. I will have it in this. And you know, when you play things back, the good news is when you play things back, you could speed it up. So what took 45 minutes could take 30 or 20 minutes and all of that stuff. Okay, so thank you for joining me and getting informed. Okay, and if you have any concerns, I want you to express them to me. Not tonight, though. My head is, but yeah, tomorrow. Okay, or
Awesome.
hereafter. Okay. All right, you guys.
Have a good
I
evening.
really enjoyed
Good
being
night.
with you. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for getting on.
Good to
Show me
see you,
your
Michelle.
face.
Take
See
care.
you soon.
God bless.
Love you guys.
Good
Bye.
night. Bye-bye.